The following events, information, and images were brought to light via the Freedom of Information Act, 2000. Names, as well as dates, may have been changed or altered to protect the parties involved. The combination of camera footage, the ship's voyage data recorder, as well as journal and logbook entries, all culminate to the following timeline of events. Incident report, Horned Steed. Subject, disappearance of fishing vessel, the Horned Steed. Classification, confidential. Prepared by Redacted on the date of Redacted. Images courtesy of the Redacted group. Incident date, December 2009. Location, Aberdeen, Scotland. On a December morning in 2009, Ernest McTominay, the owner of McTominay and Sons Fishing and captain of their vessel, the Horned Steed, was observed at Sean's Bar in Aberdeen. The ongoing financial crisis, the recent passing of his father, and adverse sea conditions had rendered Ernest out of work, and a frequent presence at the bar. On this particular day, Ernest was approached by his younger brother, Jack McTominay. Jack presented a proposition for work, citing an encounter with two businessmen, Mr. Taylor and Mr. Shaw, who claimed to represent the Redacted Group, a well-known corporation with heavy ties to energy production. The businessmen required the transport of unspecified cargo from the mainland to one of their rigs in the North Sea, approximately a 150-mile journey. They explained that the cargo would be loaded and unloaded by the Redacted Group at no cost, and that discretion was paramount. Transporting the item on a cargo ship would involve excessive paperwork and attract unwanted attention. The businessmen believed that a small, out-of-work fishing company such as McTominay and Sons would be ideal for the task, and offered £250,000 for the job. Eyewitnesses reported that Ernest, upon concluding his conversation with Jack, appeared rejuvenated and upbeat. This was the last known sighting of the brothers before their departure. Diary excerpts from Ernest McTominay indicate that the brothers decided to recruit additional crew for the operation due to the extreme conditions and substantial financial stakes. They enlisted former employees, First Officer John Higgins, Navigator Carl Christensen, and engineer medical professional Louis Best, with Jack serving as the communications officer. The McTominays offered the crew £10,000 each, under the false pretense that it was an even split of the funds. Each crew member had a specific role in the operation. Ernest commanded the vessel, with John relaying his orders. Carl and Jack worked together to ensure the vessel remained on course, avoided shipping lanes, and steered clear of other vessels. Louis Best provided medical and technical support as needed. According to diary excerpts, on the designated night, the crew of the Horned Steed gathered at a small port near Aberdeen. The two businessmen, accompanied by an armed private security officer, arrived in a black vehicle. After a brief exchange of words, the security officer was granted entry to the ship. Following pre-departure checks by Louis Best, the vessel promptly departed the harbor. Subsequent events have been reconstructed from limited journal entries, body cam footage, and ship data. Shortly after midnight, Navigator Carl Christensen estimated the journey would take approximately 24 hours, considering wind speeds, weather forecasts, and sea conditions. At 0:32 hours, Louis and John attempted to engage the security officer in conversation whilst they smoked a cigarette on the deck, but were met with a firm directive to keep your eyes on the sea. At 1:30 hours, Jack and John were permitted to rest before their next watch. At 3:01 hours, Ernest noted severe sea conditions in his journal. The ship swayed violently, the sky illuminated by ferocious lightning. Unnatural noises were reported, leading the security officer to urge the crew to stay put in the cabin before he went to investigate outside. Carl frantically suggested inspecting the cargo, and Ernest concurred. This was the final journal entry. Body cam footage from the security personnel captured a green light emanating from the cabin. The security officer approached the cabin door, rifle drawn, and encountered significant resistance. The footage shows Carl and Jack in a violent, manic state, and were screaming words incoherently. The footage also shows the bloodied remains of Ernest and Lewis, with both individuals sustaining major trauma to the head and neck. This led to a struggle that resulted in all three remaining crew falling overboard.